It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Let us pray.
Morning to Mr. Andre and morning to the nation. This morning, Lord, we give you thanks, we give you praise. We thank you for putting us to bed. We thank you for waking us up this morning, Lord. Father, peace be on this spot. I bow, peace, Lord, and all that here is let the unknown peace of God, let the manner of peace abide, let the Spirit now come down, and let the blessing take his place. And Son of Peace, receive my cry, fullness, Lord, of the gospel rain. This morning, blessed Lord, I bring the nation before you. Here and everywhere, this morning, blessed Lord. Father, the school children is in this morning. Father, guide them and protect them this hour, Lord. Educate them for yourself. Give them the brain of retainers that they able to read, to write, and to understand and remember, Lord, what they read and what they write. Father, pass by the schoolhouse this morning. Each and every one of the schoolhouse. Remember the teachers, remember the principal, the security, all workers. This hour, blessed Lord. The Prime Minister I bring before you. Dr. Kid by name and by number. Father, reach out and touch that son if thou be so pleased. Pass by the home you lend unto him. Each and every one of them are dwelling in that home. Guide and protect them. Bless them if thou be so pleased. Remember security, Lord. I bring each and every one of them before you. I bring the home before you this hour, Lord. Father God, provide for each and every one. I bring the entire force before you this morning. Father God, have mercy on them this morning, blessed Lord. Reach out and touch each and every one of them this hour, blessed Lord. Father, remember all the ministers I bring before you. Father, pass by each and every one of them home this morning, blessed Lord. Reach out and touch them. Guide and protect them. Keep them away from Satan, Lord. Leave no veins where Satan could enter to hamper them this hour, blessed Lord. My God and my King, remember Mr. Boson. Father, pass by the home you lend unto him. The bed you lend unto him to lie, Lord. Consecrate it if thou be so pleased. Keep him in the act of safety. Guide him and protect him. Bless him, Lord. Remember the entire force this morning, blessed Lord. Father, pass by every police station this hour, Lord. Reach out and touch each and every one, those on duty and those out of duty. Pass by St. Police. Remember each and every one of them are doing in the station. Reach out and touch each and every one of them this morning, blessed Lord. I know you is able, Lord. There is nothing you cannot do for your children this morning. Father, bring the SSU before you. Father, pass by each and every camp this hour, blessed Lord. Father God, take them in charge. Keep them on praying ground and even on watchful terms. And help them to pray and pray the life away. Without you, Jesus, there is no effort. What they could do and what they could say and what they could think of is you are the maker of each and every one. Pass by them this morning, Lord. Bind them together like one bundle of stick that cannot be broken. Let one cry be the other one cry and the next cry be the Father God, take them in charge. I bring all the wardens before you this morning, Lord. Pass by them. Wheresoever they look, guide them and protect them. This morning, blessed Lord. Remember the plane in the air, I bring it before you, Lord. Remember them of the Jesus. Remember the boat on the ocean. Remember the fishermen, Lord. Remember the coast guard I bring before you. Father God, take that boat in charge if thou be so pleased. Remember the folk and of that boat and even the bonding center. Father God, take each and every one on that boat in charge if thou be so pleased. Father, I'm begging you morning, noon, and night, wheresoever they locate, guide them and protect them, cover them under your blood. In the going, Lord, you go with them. In the remaining, Lord, remain with them. And when they're about to come back, Lord, please, Jesus, bring them back safe on the journey, Lord. My God and my King, reach out and touch all you children here and everywhere. Father, the sick and afflicted one. Father, those who cannot see, Lord. Father, some are eyes and they cannot see. Some are ears and they cannot hear. Some are mouth and they cannot speak. Some are feet and they cannot walk. But Father, they allow you children pass by the bedside. Wheresoever they locate, reach out and touch them this morning, blessed Lord. Father, every home this morning, every church and every chapel, every minister on the gospel, I bring them before you this morning, blessed Lord. Father, have mercy on our country and our village. Pass by those on the hospital bed, those in the maternity ward. I ask you for safe deliverance for each and every one of them, the nurses and the doctors and workers, my God and my King. Father God, the frontline workers, I'm thanking you for life and for mercy, for health and for strength for them. Father, there is time the road is rough and there is time the road is tough. Sometimes they up and sometimes they down and sometimes they almost to the ground. But Father God, that when they're on the ground, help them not to remain, they help them to move and to go forward this hour, blessed Lord. I bring Mr. Andrew before you this morning, blessed, and I lift up that son before you. Father, reach out and touch him, Lord. The home you lend unto him, guide it and protect it, Lord. Remember the radio station this hour, blessed Lord. Father, even the offspring of his body, I bring it before you. We serve where they locate. Keep them in the act of safety, guide them and protect them, bless them. It might be small as a mustard seed, but share the blessing unto each and every one. Even all those who are dwelling with them this hour, blessed Lord, take them in charge, my God and my King. Father, I know your ears is not deaf, Lord, to hear me when I call in you. Neither your eyes is not blind to give me a peep down below. Father, your feet is not too short to meet me half the way. Father, Lord, remember your children, meet them half the way. You are the rock in the weary land. You are the one who could touch every one of them in the time of storm. Remember only staff this hour, blessed Lord. Reach out and touch each and every one, not forgetting Brendan this morning and the home of abode, each and every one who are in the home with him. Remember them, provide for them if thou be so pleased. My God and my King, those who are traveling with boss, ask for traveling mercy for them, safe arrival. Remember all the bosses, all the driver here and everywhere. Remember Grenada again, Lord. Remember Karikwambiti Matnik. Remember each and every village and parish, Lord. Father, take them in charge. My God and my King, remember my village. Remember my people this hour, blessed Lord. Each and every one of them, I bring them before you. As you tell the disciple to say, our Father which art in heaven, you say, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us our bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For there is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
So what's it this morning?
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say with you.
Well, I go.
How you know that?
Well, I get up this morning. I prepare breakfast already. And I come to pray. So I know I good. Because if I didn't go, I would have lie down still. But I good because I get up. Even though part of the day I do good, but I give thanks still. I get up strong.
Okay.
What you want to say now?
Me just saying that my father talked to you already for the morning, you know.
God?
No, not that one.
Which one?
The fellow right there.
I low down the radio very low.
Yeah, I know you. But let me tell you something.
Very low, and he lie down, he don't get up yet.
Let me tell you something. People don't know, But I will tell them.
Tell them.
You're a wicked woman.
Yeah, no long. Not no, you just know that no.
You? What?
Because the man lie down there, he lie down on the bed and I put the radio, he sleep, he don't sleeping but he relaxing so I can put the radio in his ears. I have to low it.
But you know you go back me up, but no, that you're trying to keep us apart.
No, I don't keep it you apart.
Trying to keep us apart.
But I just load the radio.
Long may you reign.
Because I find it time you don't disturb me when I pray.
Yeah, long may you reign.
They tell me that I need long, you don't laugh long, you know.
As you start again, you the folk on the wall, yeah?
Well, I know it.
Okay.
I know the folk on you know.
The Bongdin Center, oh, but don't think me. All right, go there.
Thing what I know you telling me. Give me something what I do, no? Eh.
All right, so you good?
For the time.
All right, nice to hear.
All right,
Take care of yourself, okay?
Okay, bye.
Where the girl, she gone already?
Friend before 6 the girl here.
Yeah, all right then. Take care of yourself.
Right,
all right,
okay.
Bye-bye. Real 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. The time is now moved on to 11 minutes, and that is after the 7 o'clock hour. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the world. Good morning, friends in Grenada. Of course, whenever I tell you this, always, so don't let me have a problem. When I mention Grenada, I include Carriacou and PD Martinique automatically. Grenada, the state of Grenada, with dependencies, Carriacou and PD Martinique, Isle Rune, Isle Kai, London Bridge, Sugarloaf, Sandy Island, Green Island. Yeah, they're all there too. You didn't know? Good morning, Drums.
Hello, good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
Tell me.
Good morning to you. Good morning to the nation. A reading from the Word of God, 1 John, verse 8. He that loveth not, knoweth not. He that loveth not, knoweth not God, for God is love. In this was manifest the love of God towards us, because that God sent his only begotten Son into the world, that we might live through him. Herein is love, not that we love God, but that he loved us, and sent his Son to be protect for our sins. Beloved, if God so loved us, we ought also to love one another. No man had seen God at any time, but we love one another. God dwelleth in us, and his love is perfect in us. This is the end of the scripture reading.
And thank you, my dear. Everything good?
For the time,
Everybody gone to work already? Or?
one gone already. Olive is getting ready to leave.
Olive! What happening there, girl? You all right? Yeah. Okay, well, I did. Once you all right, I good.
Good morning.
Good morning. Everything good for today? Everything good so far?
Yeah.
All right. You leaving in a while?
Yeah, I live in Chester.
All right, then. Take care of yourself and be mindful. And remember, keep that mask up there, yeah?
That's it.
All right. One love.
Yeah, all right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye, Mom. You too, Mom. Take care.
Bye.
All right. You gotta be careful. Yeah, that's my friend. You know, I must find out from Drumsticks next time she call what's her last name. I don't even know their last name, you know. I know Olive, Alva, and what's the next one name? Lord of Mercy. Look, Mary and Joseph, I forget it. But anyway, I will find out that tomorrow morning. Do you hang out? Good morning, Carl Caton. I forget your name. Carl Caton, good morning.
Morning, Sir Donald.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right. Do you hang out? Do you go places and stuff?
Yeah?
Like social, things like karaoke and things? You do that?
Nah, I haven't been to karaoke.
Have you ever been? Have you ever sung? There's somebody in the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Andre.
Good morning, Miss Jacob.
Donald, how are you?
I'm okay.
And I'm putting blessing on your wonderful station, that beautiful, handsome station you have there.
Thank you.
I think today is the anniversary, you know.
No.
Not today?
No.
Oh, boy. What is... Tell me.
No, I ain't telling you.
You're telling me now?
Keep listening, you're going to know.
Well, you know that is my station, I no? Well, it's you, God.
That is why I ain't telling you. I ain't telling you at all.
That's what you're telling me at all. But boy, baby boy, I go no. Sorry for calling you baby, yeah?
That's all right.
I love to call big people baby.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, boy. And
Um,
you see those little ones?
Uh-huh.
Those little ones is married man and married woman.
Have a nice day, Miss Jacob. Take care of yourself and God bless you.
Okay, baby, love you,
Love
baby,
you
and
too.
your one by your side.
All right. Okay,
bye-bye.
good, right.
Right.
Miss Jacob, not a day without her.
Yeah. What's all the hangout question?
Yeah, do you go to karaoke? Have you ever been to karaoke and sang?
Nah. I've been to one, but I didn't get the opportunity so to do.
What do you mean? Tess, good morning. How you doing, bro?
Have you?
Tess is also saying good morning.
Morning test.
Yeah. How about what? Sang?
Yeah.
Of course, I am a songster. I can see clearly
But everybody-
now the rain is gone. That's a Johnny Nass special. yeah.
In my view, everybody could sing. Some could sing better than some. Like,
No.
nah, yeah, good, better, best.
Good morning, Mr. Sylvan. How are you doing this morning? Nice to have you checking in.
Good, better, best.
Okay, I'm not the best.
But you're a good singer.
I can handle the key based on the song. There are some songs I can't handle at all.
So you have some keys you doesn't work with. You doesn't work with all the keys. Because it's karaoke, you know.
You can't carry. There's some keys you can't carry, no matter what you do. There's some people who are disasters when it comes to karaoke. They're serious disasters. But to each his own.
To each his own, and to them, they having fun.
Yeah, to them. And to them in the air, they're singing good.
Yes, they mash up the karaoke.
Yeah, they mash up the karaoke, but yeah. I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
What?
I can see all obstacles in my way.
2020 vision, huh?
Hey, talking about that. Hey, what are you doing here this morning anyway? Today's not Friday.
No.
So hey folks, let me tell you all something. Today's not Friday, so don't mistake this. It's like the song, don't mistake me for Baron.
Nah. I have to do something in the area later on, so I say, let me just come down here early and keep you company.
I didn't ask the company. I could handle myself.
No.
I was a big man now.
Monday morning I was in this funk, so I say, well,
No, but
I
Tuesday
can't
I
break.
came out of the funk on Tuesday.
Yeah, so I say,
You know?
out of the abundance of caution, let me just keep you a little company today.
Good morning, my brethren, LL. LL has opened his doors again for business. You know,
Okay.
he has this bar.
Yeah, on the airport side down there. Nice place.
Yeah, I've been there a couple of
Pearls.
times. Yeah, in Pearls. At the end of it's at the end of the end or the beginning of the runway, depending on which angle you're standing from.
Top.
But yeah, the top might be correct.
Yeah.
That might be correct. The top.
He close to my good friend Red, man. already live just on the other side.
On the other side.
Just across. You stay in his place, LL place, and you look straight across and you see Red.
Okay, well, we'll have to do so and check out
RD.
RD.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. Today's what, Wednesday?
Wednesday.
LL has, let's see.
But LL, you do
Hold
have
on now,
karaoke.
Bridget, hold on now. Check in LL sends me that schedule every day.
Okay.
That's my Bridget. That's my Bridget. Remember I was his campaign manager one time?
Duty.
Yeah, I was his campaign manager. You ask him, man. I was his campaign manager. As a matter of fact, on 2 occasions, I was his campaign manager. And on those 2 occasions, he won. I was telling him, yo, we doing this, we doing this, we doing this. Don't speak on that, don't speak on that, blah, 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 blah. Boom, we won. Boom, we won.
So you have a thing on winning?
But I'm an NMP. You weren't looking for that answer, were you?
No.
That kill you, bang. Yeah, come on. Okay, so, Carl,
Yep.
how about a little rollout on Thursday night? You and me, we rolling Thursday night.
Big ship sailing on the ocean.
Big ship sailing on the ocean.
Yeah.
You don't need no commotion.
I'm in.
You're in?
Yeah.
So Thursday night, we're gonna roll, and it's gonna be karaoke night on Thursday night at the Chill Spot. That's LL's place Pearls Airstrip. Friends, it is, well, the end of the airstrip at the beginning of the airstrip depends on which side you're looking at it from. All right? And he has karaoke this Thursday. It's from 7 to 11 because so that 11 gives people enough time to get home because you know the curfew is 12 o'clock. And you must wear a mask and everything. All the protocols will be followed. So only the person who's probably singing at the time will not be wearing the mask. And I've been there for karaoke before with and the Raul Steph Entertainment usually provides a service. He usually sanitizes his mic every time the mic change hands.
Yes.
So he sanitizes the mic every time it changes hands. So that's a good thing.
That's a very good thing.
Yeah. So
That's the proper thing so to do.
yeah. So the hangout this Thursday is
LL's Bar.
no. What's the name of it?
What is the name of
The
it?
chill, the chill
The
spot.
chill spot.
Yeah. So that's where we're going on Thursday. So, Noreen. Where's Noreen? Noreen lives in Pearls. Noreen, I'd like to see you there, please. Yes. And if you can get my other mermaid. I have some mermaids in the area.
What?
Yeah. I got Noreen is a mermaid, and then I have another mermaid. I wouldn't tell you her name.
So you was part of the Little Mermaid crew then?
No, listen, is that when we used to do the
Anything goes?
anything goes, yeah. So whenever I went into the river, because I did it in the Baltazar River,
Yeah.
I did it twice there,
Okay.
live in the river doing the program. That water was cold, crayfish biting your foot, but it was an experience. I did,
Priceless.
Yeah.
Can't buy that
You
experience.
can't buy that kind of experience, seriously. So, and they used to, the two mermaids,
Mm-hmm.
they will join me in the water.
Damn.
That's why I call them the mermaids. So Noreen and another lady, they'll join me in the water. And I never forget that, and this time we were just pandering a little bit with outside broadcasts. And we got a call from North America one time.
Wow, that's good.
We got a call from North America, someone who's listening. So whenever we start that again, I'd like to start. Fluffy is the one who is in charge of that.
Yeah.
He's in charge of anything
Bad
goes.
Bringalba.
Yeah, Bad Bringalba. He's in charge of anything goes. So whenever we start that again, we're gonna start it nice. We can't do sort of a big thing because we're going against the protocols.
With the protocols in mind.
With protocols in mind, we're gonna have something nice, and anything goes. It will be back. I guarantee you. And I know our partner Carl would like to do so and follow me, follow the leader. No, I'm not the leader. Sorry, wrong song. Wrong song. Maria Alex, good morning to you. Tamika Moses, London Jane, good morning. Errol Bonaparte. Top of the morning to every single one of you. Here's hoping that you guys have a wonderful day. We also good morning to Miss Alexander. How you doing? Carol Ann. Keith Sylvan. Good morning. Tess Lennox. How you doing this morning? Here's hoping that you have a wonderful day. Well. Grenada, I love you. I'm gonna come back in a bit with the weather. Stay with us.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, no more of it.
Let's roll along in the morning time. Good morning, Andre Charles. How you doing?
I'm good, and how are you doing?
I'm doing okay, my brother. What's the latest weather?
Lovely. Well, for today, Wednesday the 17th, Currently at Point Saline is firm. Winds are from the east-northeast at 9 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 1012.2 millibars. That's below normal and rising. Present temperature 25.6 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 85%. Yesterday's maximum temperature 31.1 degrees Celsius. Last night's minimum 24.7 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, 0.2 millimeter of rainfall was recorded, which brings the total for the month to 14.4 millimeters. Now to have a look at the forecast, Val, for today and tonight. Today we expect some mostly fair conditions, becoming partly cloudy at times with brief isolated showers. Maximum temperature 31.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves up to 7 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells. Hence, a small craft advisory is in effect. Tides are currently falling, low at 12:53 p.m. and high at 5:58 p.m. Sunset today at 5:40, rises tomorrow at 6:06. Just a repeat of the forecast, Val, for today and tonight. Mostly fair, becoming partly cloudy at times with brief isolated showers. Maximum temperature 31.5 degrees Celsius. And a small craft advisory is in effect. I'm Andre Charles, reporting for the Met Office. Thank you.
Thank you, Dre. Have a wonderful morning, my brother.
Thanks, and same to you.
Okay, great. 27 minutes it is after the 7 o'clock hour.
I realize the last 3 or 4 weather bulletins, I'm from the Met Office, they always advising small crafts.
Yeah.
They are small craft advisory. I mean, it's bad.
Well, yeah.
No, I kind of get that.
You may not really see it here,
Yeah.
but they're looking at models.
Yeah.
So they will be able to see something that's happening 12 miles out, 10 miles out, and we are not seeing it.
Yeah.
So there's sometimes I heard fishermen say, oh, them don't know what they're talking about. Watch out outside they come. They know exactly what they're seeing. They're seeing the model, looking at the models, and they're seeing it out there, sometimes 15 miles out.
Yeah.
You know, I think I told you about the one friend of mine, Smiley. Was it Smiley? No, another one. That one is from Ludgate. He goes to the ocean too. And never will I forget when he told me that to get to the fishing ground, Keita, they have to drive, meaning the boat.
Yeah.
Right. They got to drive at least 3 days.
Wow.
At least 3 days to get to the grounds that they want to fish. Traveling to get to the grounds they want to fish. So 3 days from the time they leave, if they leave Guelph, if they leave Victoria area, they leave St. George's, it takes them 3 days. He said they will pass Barbados, and they look at Barbados like down from them, and they're way over Barbados, and they're driving. And they're going out into the ocean. That's like open territory.
Yeah.
You know, into the Atlantic, open. And you know that the Atlantic is one of the most treacherous oceans in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they would go to the Atlantic, and he says then he said they've seen, well, I have to call it animals. He said they've seen creatures out there like whales and so on. Massive. You know, if that just passed too close to the boat and go up and come down, they probably like just disappear.
Yeah.
And they've seen those things, and they've seen waves. When you climb the waves, like you're up as high as Kubla, and you're looking down, and they're in these waters, you know. And so I'm like, well, what do you guys do for fun? He says, oh, the guys have fun. I said, well, how do they have fun? He said, when they're not working, they dress and go online. I'm like, dress and go online? He said, yeah. He said they dress, a guy do some, take a shower, put on a little lotion on the body and put some smell sweet, and put on a jersey and a shorts, and he gone and sit on the board. As far as he concerned, he on the block. And all kind of chat taking place, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, that's how they have fun out there.
My grandmother used to say when a fisherman call a price for a fish, pay him.
Pay him and just forget it. I don't make noise with them and the fish. Who I make noise with is the those who don't go.
The vendors.
The vendors. You understand? But a fisherman comes to sell me his fish, forget it, bro. I make, if he say $9 a pound, I'm like, okay, fine. Instead of 2 pounds, give me a pound.
Yeah.
Because that's what I can afford. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna make noise with these guys for the price of their fish. And Carl, they stay out like 2 weeks and 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They stay out there. And so imagine this, you on a boat that is what, about 25 feet long?
Yeah. No.
And about 8 feet wide?
8 to 10.
8 to 10 feet wide?
Yeah.
You on that for 3 weeks? Let me tell you something. Fishermen, know this, learn this, and believe this. Fishermen could be anything. Because imagine that you on that boat, Carl, and you and a man, all you fall out.
That's it.
No, that's not it. You're all you're cursing, but nobody jumping overboard.
Nobody can walk out.
Nobody can walk out. So you have to do something and work it out right there. They have to work it out on the boat. Wow. These guys are phenomenal. You better give them that. They are phenomenal. Phenomenal. We've got WaterWise coming to you, and that is from the National Water and Sewage Authority. Stay with us.
The mobile app brings the power of NAWASA's customer service experience to you. With the new NAWASA mobile app, your entire access to your NAWASA account is at your reach. Instantly mobile, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Easy access by phone or on your computer, mobile.nawasa.gd offers a secure login platform through the touch of a button. Get access to all your account insights including overdue amounts, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion.
Good morning, listeners, and welcome to another edition of WaterWise, a production of the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA. I am Wendy Chateau. In the words of Maya Angelou, a great soul serves everyone all the time. A great soul never dies. It brings us together again and again. On this morning's program, we pay special tribute to our colleague Dave Marquez, who suddenly departed this life last Thursday, November 11th. Words truly can't express the way we feel, but for us, there are no goodbyes. You will live forever in our many precious memories. We dedicate Gramps Morgan's People Like You to Dave, who always put love and kindness above everything.
If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way, there's a place for people like you. I've heard up there the streets are made of gold, to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you. If you walk around with your heart on your sleeve, and if you're trying to be the change you wanna see, if you lay down your
Dave was attached to NOWASA's Planning and Development Department as engineering assistant. He served the water industry for upwards of 30 years and has inspired many in both his professional and personal life. Oh dear Dave, your gentle life continues to inspire, and we will miss you greatly. You may be gone from our sight, but never from our hearts. This brings us to the end of WaterWise for today. On behalf of the entire team at NOWASA, I am Wendy Chateau, wishing you a blessed and wonderful day.
I heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you. I know you're out there, so keep doing what you do, 'cause there's a place up there for people like you.
A tribute to a brother called a fallen soldier, you call it?
Yeah,
Yeah. In the line of duty.
in the line of duty. That makes it more harder.
Yeah, it makes it really, really tough. I remember Dave. Well, I mean, I know him and remember him because he was an avid listener to this program. I know that for a fact because he would contact me or he would mention something when I see him, and I know that he's been listening to the program. But other than that, we played basketball against each other.
Okay.
Him for St. John and me for St. Patrick. And he was a pretty good basketball player. Well, not pretty good. I believe that he made it onto the national team.
So he was good enough?
Yeah. In Guave, he was a center. When he went to the national team, he more or less played the position as power forward most of the time. But in Guave, he was a big center. And a couple of times I had to match up against him. And
Would demand the basketball?
yeah, and I had to match up against him a couple of times.
So
And it was not easy.
He took you down to the paint?
Well, put it this way, he was a better basketball player than me. He was, you know, he was a better player than me. You know?
So that when he posterized you certain times?
Nah, I never.
Or like some big dunk on you?
No, I was smarter than that. That ain't happening to Andre. I was never dunked on, you know.
Yeah?
Never.
So you run away from the dungling?
No. I'll just not put myself in a position to be dunked on. You know, because you see, there are little tricks in basketball. Little tricks that you know. You know, when a guy is posting on you and you feel that energy that he's getting ready to do that.
You pull the chair off from one time?
You know, there's the little tricks that you know when it comes to basketball. But with all that you know, I have to raise something this morning.
In respect of?
An interview I did yesterday morning.
Okay.
With Mr. Saliba.
The project
manager for the Greater St. Patrick's Road Project, yeah. I spoke to him yesterday because I really wanted to get a feel. Too many people were making all sorts of statements and too many different comments in relation to that. And person might be thinking, oh, Andre, why did you play this morning? Play it over? No. You will hear it in its entirety on Saturday morning. Okay. It will be part of the program on Saturday morning. I will play that bit for you. So listen up. That's added reason why you need to listen on Saturday morning. But let me just paraphrase what Kali Saliba said. He did remind me. I said, where did that name come from? And he said, oh, he's Lebanese.
Lebanese.
Yeah, Lebanese. So my questions to him were very pointed. What was the situation with the roads? You know, it has been said that they're taking too long to deliver that particular portion of the road.
They're making haste slowly.
Yeah, and he agreed that the road is late, and late by a long time, because they were supposed to do that in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have started that in what, 2019?
Yeah, 2019.
We in 2021, and they did not finish. So he did agree that yes, they are late in delivering the road to the Grenadian people. So I'm like, what's the problem? And he says, well, COVID is definitely, you know, part of the problem, a factor here. Yeah. And he went on to say that while COVID is a major factor here, and he named Nawassa as being one of the negative factors in their delivery. So I asked him, well, to explain. And he said that Nawassa, when they started the work, and when they would have done all the excavation in the Guru Belly Hill area, they would have done all the excavation, and they did the drains and whatever, and they're getting ready to start that piece of paving. He said that Nawassa decided that they were going to change the pipes. So that slowed them down. They couldn't have done that piece of paving when they wanted to do
until Nawassa concluded.
Until Nawassa dealt with their pipes. And Nawassa dealt with their pipes. And he spoke of Nawassa having to, well, they're developing, they're putting in new pipes, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Right? Because
forward planning.
Forward planning. And these pipes usually take, what, 20, 25 years or something, unless there's a major movement and whatever. So he said that, Carl, they're not seeing us on the TV, you know. What happened to me? Like, I can't, hold on. I'm going to get back to what the gentleman said. Let me see if I can find Carl Keaton. Oh, there's the big guy. There's the big guy for you. They're seeing the big guy right there. And is there anything with you and I together? Let me see.
Simple Squaddy?
Yeah, Simple Squaddy's starring now.
Nah, man.
So I'm telling you, Simple Squaddy's starring. Wow. Simple Squaddy is the star boy right now.
I'm no star boy thing, eh?
What are you?
I just Simple Squaddy. No attach no star boy to my thing.
Okay. Squaddy.
Right.
So they seen you now. They seen you. They ain't seen me.
Why?
I don't know, because I couldn't get, you know, the cameras, how they work out. This morning is not a morning for me. It's a morning for you. So he said that that Nawassa gave them a time in October
to conclude,
because they had some manholes to finish and different things along the way.
Fair enough.
So they gave them an October timeline to conclude when Nawassa will be able to hand the project back to them. Because at present, the project is basically in the hands of Nawassa. They would do whatever drains they're doing and whatever that doesn't affect anything to do with Nawassa. And he said when it came to the October deadline, Nawassa could not hand the project back to them.
Okay.
He says Nawassa has now given them November the 29th. Let me see what day is that. November the 29th is a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So Nawassa is believing that they can conclude and hand the project over to the CCC people so that they can continue.
Okay.
And that is their biggest holdup.
Yeah.
He's saying that Nawassa is the problem right now. So I'm like, okay, Andre, you've done this interview. You didn't expect it to go to that angle. So now you need to give Nawassa an opportunity to clear the air, because the blame has been put at their feet.
Yes.
They can say, hey, no,
That's
this didn't happen.
Fair.
Right. So I called Nawassa yesterday morning. I called and spoke to a member of the communications team. and explained what was the situation. So that member told me that, okay, I will get on to Mr. Cox, not Nolan Cox, friends. There is a Mr. Cox at Nawasa also. She said, I'll get on to Mr. Cox and I will get back to you. When it was 3 o'clock yesterday, and I'm getting ready, Carl, that I'm getting ready to hit the sack and forget about it for a couple of hours, take my rest. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want them to call and I didn't answer the phone, so let me make a call back. I call back and the receptionist put me onto an extension to find the member of the communications team that I spoke to. And there was no answer. So I had to put down and call back. And that's the things with a lot of businesses, I call. They're forgetting that people are using cell phone these days.
Yes.
And you're wasting, it's wasting a man's credit because he's trying to reach somebody.
And it was glued to a man's credit done?
Yeah. But no, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed. I mean, that's a little, side thing with me. But anyway, so I called back and spoke to the person who would have answered my call earlier.
Yes. And
the lady said, I said, well, I can't find this person and I'm really, pissed off because, hey, it's my credit that's going. And she said, she understood. So she asked me, she says, Mr. Donald, what is it really? And I explained to her what I wanted. So she said, okay, let me get you to speak to Mr. Cox.
Same Cox?
Same Cox. I'm assuming there's, believing there's two Cox. No, one is a minister, one in Nawasa.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, okay, because that is who
would know.
The communication specialist that I spoke to earlier, that is who they were going to speak to. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm getting right up to the fountain. And she transferred the call to Mr. Cox. And that is where the cherry started thing. And I want to be very careful here, Carl, in my utterances. So I'm going to make sure.
You want to be careful, you'll be careful.
Well, I want to be. So I'm going to make sure that everything is right, good. Now, when the call went to the person I expected to speak to, Mr. Cox, the phone was answered in this manner. Carl, listen to me carefully. The phone was answered in this manner. Yeah, Cox. So I'm like, sir? But is that how you answer a business phone? Well, it's Cox. I said, but no, this is not your phone. Do you understand? This phone is business. So I even went, I said, so you expect Mr. Husbands to answer, yeah, husbands? I said, that was not very nice. That's what I told him. I said, but in any event, let me explain to you what my situation is. And I explained to the gentleman what the situation was. And he said to me, Mr. Saliba could say what he want because the project engineer just died. So Saliba could say what he want because the engineer would have the information. Could you understand that? So immediately he shifted the burden to Marquez. He shifted it immediately and say Saliba, meaning the guy with CCC, could say what he want. But they have the issues because Marquez died and Marquez was the project engineer.
For who?
For Nawasa on that project. So it's Marquez that would know the information.
So
I further asked him, I said, are you aware that Nawasa made an arrangement with the company to have the project handed to them on a date in October? He said, yes. I says, are you aware that Nawasa did not keep that bargain? He said, yes. I says, are you aware that there's another date set for 29th of November? He said, yes. However, this is him now. However, dates are irrelevant. He said dates are irrelevant. So I'm like, but hold on here. How could dates be irrelevant, Ketan? When you're talking about two big companies. You understand? Two big companies having to deliver something to the people. And you are saying that dates are irrelevant. That doesn't make sense.
That was nonchalance.
So I'm like, but how could you say? He says, yes, in these things you do dates, but dates can change. I said, yeah, I understand that dates can change. He said, therefore, dates are irrelevant. I'm like, wow. What kind of a person is this? So I said to him, he said to me, in any event, I don't know what Saliba would have said.
Yeah.
So therefore, I will not be able to comment. I said, but I'm the one who did the interview and I'm telling you what he said.
But you already said you could see what you want.
Right. So I said to him, hey, let's do it this way. Let me send you a copy of the interview. And based on that, then I can have an interview with you because you've heard it now.
Apprise yourself.
Apprise yourself of the situation and you can now speak to it. Would that be okay? He said yes, Carl. So I said, okay, fine. Here's my email address because I was on the phone and not being able to write at the same time, yeah? So I was on the phone, so I said, here's my email address. And send me an email, just send and say, hey, this is Cox. And then I will forward you a recording tomorrow morning earliest. Carl, I called out my email address for the gentleman. When I finished calling out the email address to Mr. Cox, Mr. Cox said to me, this is the one that busted, Carl. Watch, Andre, I don't have time for that at this time, eh? I'm like, what? He said, I don't have time for this at this time.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, okay. The best thing for you to do is to let the communications department
deal with
the situation. So I says, okay. I'm like, but this is how a government officer, because like it or not, you can see NWASA is statutory body and whatever.
No.
This is a government officer.
Yes.
This is how a government officer would deal with a person. Forget about media. This is a person trying to do so and get some things and settle some facts here. And that is how Mr. Cox behaved. So I said to him, okay, thank you. Goodbye. Shortly after that, a member of the communications team, the same one I was trying to reach, called me.
Yeah.
And proceeded to have the conversation and said, okay, Mr. Cox would have told them that I promised to give them a copy of the recording, which I did promise to send to him so that he could hear, so that he could respond.
Mm-hmm.
So when she told me that, I says, let me tell you something, honestly. I says, you have known me a very, very long time, correct? She says, yeah, Andre, I've known you ages. I says, good. I says, and you also know that I'm probably one of the most arrogant individuals in the world. She said, yeah, I know that. I said, well, let me tell you something. I just lost that title. The most arrogant man in the world is your Mr. Cox.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how he treated. She listened and she says, okay. Because she can't say anything else. He's a senior. She says, okay. But he did say that you would send us. I said, no, I am not sending it. Carl, I said that. I'm not sending it. I'm not sending a recording. I don't know how they can get it. But I'm not sending it. I'm not giving it to them. Because Mr. Cox was definitely too arrogant. And this is, let me just let Mr. Cox know this. because somebody will tell him. He probably doesn't listen to this station at all, but somebody will tell him. Brethren, if I wanted to, at this time this morning, I could have been saying loads of things about anything. But you know what? Go in peace. Go in peace, Mr. Cox. You will come up against someone who will not take it as easy as I have taken it. So, Mr. Cox, go in peace. But I want you to understand and to know one thing. When, and people, this is the part that concerns you the most. The people of Grenada. This is the part that concerns you the most. When the company who provided the funds for the roads in collaboration with government, one of the stipulations in the whole contract, Carl, is
time.
If it goes over, if it goes 1 hour, 2 hours, 10 days, 2 months, over 1 year, over whatever, the company that's providing the funds, they will not be liable. They ain't giving you 1 cent. The government of Grenada
Has to foot the bill.
has to foot the bill. That is what I want Grenadians to understand. So here is what. NWASA at present is based on what? Based on what the company is saying, meaning CCC here, based on what they are saying, NWASA is liable for the delays or the majority of the delays. And the delays right now, because here is what. Saliba said, if they're given the project on the 29th, if they're given the project on the 29th of November, they can finish everything, Carl, in 65 days.
Okay.
That's what they're saying. If they're given the project on the 29th, 65 days later, and we're talking working days, we're not talking Saturdays and Sundays, we're talking working days, 65 days later, they are saying that they can hand the project, hand the road to the government of Grenada and say, here, your road is finished. Double check it, make sure everything is okay. In my little investigation, I found out something which is very interesting. And if you had realized, the only name I'm calling is Saliba and Cox, I didn't call any other names. And I'm not going to call a name here. Let people do so and go and investigate for themselves. I have been told that what the company, i.e. NWASA, what they've done is subcontract the work. And the subcontractor of a portion of the work, I'm not too sure if it's all of the work, but the subcontractor, a portion of the work, I know him. And the last time I knew him, Carl, he was a driver with NWASA. The last time I knew when he was working with NWASA, directly, he was a driver. Do you understand? But a portion of the work has been subcontracted to him. Listen to another thing. An official from the CCC company has indicated to me, Carl Caton, that official has indicated to me that their equipment is what is being used on the project. They have to provide heavy equipment for NWASA to work with they have one of the heavy pieces of equipment that is assigned to NWASA that they are paying for. Not NWASA paying for it, they are paying for that. That is what an official, not Saliba, another official in The company, CCC, has said, look, he said, NOASA doesn't have to do something. We have to. And he said, yes, there was a time that the machine broke down, but these things happen.
Andre Donald, the last time me and you traveled to Grenville, and we were blocked close to
For how long? For how long, say?
35 minutes. We were blocked on the Pointfield Bridge area. The machine used their CCC or mark on it.
I'm telling you. So
and now I saw guys I was working.
Now I saw guys that was working. And Carl, remember, when we are going to Grenville, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They were cutting the road.
Yes.
We passed.
Yes.
We went to Grenville, did a number of things. Would have spent close to what, 2 hours in Grenville?
Yeah.
And when we are coming back, we are blocked for 35 minutes.
Yes.
So check it out.
Even the young lady tell you sorry.
Yeah. So check it out, you know. How on earth to cut the road and lay a pipe across the road would have taken you more than 3 hours?
But you they only want to walk in prime time. They don't see these things on them as...
But you can't blame NOASA for that on the front, because it is a subcontracted thing. So they can say, oh, we subcontract that.
Yeah.
But here's what. You have to do something. NOASA, how could you then subcontract this? Let me tell you something here. And people didn't understand. People, they look at things and they don't see. Anybody who's driving River Sally through the Long Wall area, when you cross that flat bridge, right? You know the bridge I'm talking about? Down by the, when you're going towards Long Wall, going towards River Antoine. You know there's a bridge right there? You don't know?
From the Riverside area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After Fabian,
yeah,
there's a bridge there.
Yeah.
Right. After you pass that bridge, there's a big corner at the top.
The point, close to Point Estate.
Right. There's a big corner, and it's a right-hand corner, and then there's a left-hand corner, and then straight away.
Yes.
On the right-hand corner, look carefully next time you pass there. Some pipes were laid in the area. Some pipes were laid in the area. And you know what? The person who was contracted to do the job, you know what they use to keep the pipe in position? They cut a mango root.
Yes.
You seen it already?
Yeah.
They cut a mango root and they'll put the pipe there. So if the mango tree dies, or if the owner of the land decides, I'm cutting the mango tree, the pipe is going to get uprooted. And NOASA accepted that, you know. That was a job that was contracted to another person, I wouldn't call a name.
Yeah.
So, substandard work.
Some young fellas, that's what I do now.
Substandard work is being done and is being accepted. I don't know if they probably just passed and see if the pipe was laid.
Follow the money.
Follow the money, you telling me?
I keep telling you.
Hold on, before I go on, you know. So, I was speaking to someone last night, and the person said to me, Andre, if you raise that, NOASA will stop advertise with you. You will no longer have Waterwise. I say, okay, no big deal.
That's why it takes for him to get it
If
right.
it's that what it takes to get it right, then by all means, suspend Waterwise with me.
Yes.
If it's going to make you happy, if you think that it's the best thing to do, go ahead. Yes, we will miss it. Especially in these times, yes, we will miss it. But if that is what has to happen for the betterment of the people of Grenada,
for the greater good, for the
greater
number.
good, for the greater number, then so be it. Sacrifice me. Sacrifice Real FM.
Be the sacrificial lamb.
The Real FM is the sacrificial lamb. We are accustomed being that. Sacrifice Real FM in that particular situation. And I say to you, hey friends, it's not all good, but the important thing, Carl, is the greater good.
For the greater number.
For the greater number. Not for me. I'm just one person. I am just one person. You understand? Because I cannot understand how Mr. Cox can just do so and shift the blame on a dead man. Totally disrespectful. The man just dead. The man just, how could you just shift the blame and say, well, you can say all you want because Mr. Marquez was the
project manager.
Was the project manager for that project. Like, really? And if he was the project manager for that project, boy, I don't really want to
Yeah.
I want to think because I don't want to drag.
You said enough, Andre.
Yeah. I don't want to drag.
But my advice to you in that whole scenario, just follow the money and you go understand all are going on. You don't have to do.
You see?
You know who got the subcontract and everything, just follow the money.
Follow the money. But you see, the thing is, Carl, what really irks me here is that I was one of them who was saying, CCC, all you're playing the royal.
Yes, not knowing the facts.
Not knowing, hey, this could be the truth.
Yeah.
But the mere fact that Nawasa, through Mr. Cox, is not willing to clear their name.
They know.
They know.
Because based on what you said, Dre, first of all, they could say what they want. Next, this guy dead.
Yeah.
Next, date is irrelevant. So that means they're taking no accountability for the thing.
They're not responsible.
And it seems that it is them.
They're not taking, listen, when I spoke to the other executive member of the CCC company, and he said to me, he's the one who told me, he said, Jay, let me tell you something, what's happening there. Yes, we are behind time. And we are behind time for two reasons, the COVID, and this is what is happening at Nawasa. You've got the information from Saliba. So you have that information. He says, Andre, for every day we are behind time, the government of Grenada had to pay. The taxpayers had to pay it.
Yes.
Not Nawasa.
No.
And the company that would have provided the funds for the road, they ain't paying nothing extra.
No.
It's the government of Grenada. So therefore, the government will get the blame.
And also the government has to get on the bike and nudge Nawasa.
But not nudge. Mash their foot, let it run.
Put the fire to the feet.
Yes. You can't nudge. You know? And what it tells me here is that, Carl.
Andrew, don't breathe.
Yeah, breathing,
breathe.
Man. I'm breathing.
Take 2 deep breaths, Trey.
Yeah. You know, I remember when Nawasa did that work in the High Street area.
Yeah.
High Street only. High Street to Marley Junction. And they paved the road because they had to bring the road back to what it was like.
They attempted to.
Well, yeah. How could you give someone who has no experience in asphalt, his experience is in concrete, and you give him, you subcontract that for him to do? So they spoil the road in High Street, and the road from Rose Hill Junction
to River
Sally on the left-hand side of the road has been spoiled also.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make a difference to them.
It seems like it don't matter to anyone.
No, it doesn't matter. We have a team which is the best paving gang in Grenada, located in St. Patrick's. Well, give them, because it's asphalt you're dealing with.
Give them
the contract to handle that.
The asphalt part of it.
Asphalt part of it. But you give it to somebody who handles concrete for you. As a matter of fact, from the intersection of Redhead Street Road with the High Street Road that takes you into the villa, Nawasa had to cut that area to do some pipeline because the villa, big project. Now, the same guy who did the
High Street
was the same guy that was given, go and look at the work. Carl, you can see that the guy knows exactly what he's doing when it comes to concrete.
Yeah.
Asphalt, he can't handle it. Because this is not something that you just do so and jump up. And like some people believe that, okay, fine, you could do so and jump up and put up your hand in politics and end up at the front. Likewise with asphalt, you cannot do so and jump up and put up your hand and end up at the front. It doesn't work. So there are guys who can do this. God, good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Andre.
Good morning, sir.
And to you, Mr. Carl.
Raise the voice, Clifford.
More again?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning to you, Mr. Carl.
Morning. How you doing, Clifford?
I'm alright. I'm longing to see you, to know you.
Where we go meet, man?
No, Mr. Andrew, what you're talking about there is so relevant at this point in time. You wouldn't believe how relevant it is. I just less than 10 minutes was saying something similar to what you're saying. There is a gentleman that works together with me, who is my son. I just asked him a few minutes ago if he finished planting the Tanyas he had to plant, because he was planting some Tanyas. And he turned and told me, no, we have 8 more to plant. I said, you have 8 more to plant to finish the area, to finish the amount of plants you have, and you leave it? I told him that a gentleman was working with me once. We were planting bananas in Annadale Estate. And 12 o'clock rang. And he had 5 plants on the ground. 3 of them, one opening hole, one planting hole. And one fella said, 12 o'clock we leave it. I said, if you leave it, don't come back tomorrow. If you leave it, don't come back tomorrow. He started to talk, he started to get on, and they start planting. People do not have attitude to work, and some people that are in work, they believe it's a favor they're doing people when they're on the job. And they don't understand that. And I just tell him that. I say, if you have to put that in a report, how are you going to put it in a report? And the 12 you were planting, you had 5 more plants to plant. 8 more thing, 12 o'clock go, and you don't work with any specific time. And you're going to leave it? Where's the humanitarian in people? What you said there about the attitude of the personnel in the office is overdue. We have a lot of those kind of attitude there. Even in the answering of the phone, some people don't understand when they answer in a business phone and when they answer in a private phone. And it is shocking in some business places. And again, they keep you on the line until Adam comes. Hold on, and you holding on the line until Adam comes. Sometimes you have to put down because they don't come back until you, and then they tell you, sorry about that. You know, it's something have to be done about protocol and etiquette with people, and it is a long overdue thing. I'm seeing it all about and all the time, and I'm not saying that all of us will make mistakes and do things that are wrong, but it's a constant thing. You call in business places, and the phone just keep on ringing out. Nobody come here. When they come, it's like, it's a normal casual talk. It's sickening. So what you're saying, there's so much in place. So much in place. And I don't know if some of the workplaces don't train the workers or some. You have people go to work, and like they think it's a favor they're doing the employer. You tell them, go and do that. Well, how is that you could send me and do? Like you didn't understand the type of work you come to do and what you're doing. You didn't understand. You know what you're doing. You know what the work is. Look, last week there was cutlassing in the RC schoolyard. I told one of the persons that was working, I said, listen, you all don't throw the stuff there. We want the stuff to make compost. So they have a wheelbarrow, and they have 2 wheelbarrows. I say, just bring it across in the back of the school there, because they have a compost upper there already. You know what the lady tell me? Well, I'm forcing those boys.
Yeah,
and you know
Cliff,
they put it where they want
Cliff.
to. So you see, sometimes you report people and they say, oh, what he praying, he wants this thing, he looking for position. My God, you have a wheelbarrow. Say, listen, when your time up, if you didn't finish, that's a different thing, But you walk in, how forcing you pushing a wheelbarrow with stuff that cut. I don't load in the wheelbarrow for you. I don't tell you what to think. In flat in the schoolyard. We have to be careful. And I think it's getting sort of worse because some people, you know what happened? You have people that they're walking in the road 2 days, 3 days, they don't go to work. And workers telling the next one, well, no, you have to pay them for it. You can't give back government money. You didn't work. You don't expect pay. If you were sick or you take sick on the job or something, but if you bluntly stay away and you know what some of them doing, They're leaving the work and they work in the government. They're leaving the work and going to make a day work with somebody.
You got it right, bro.
Because they expect that they were going to mark. You can't do that.
You got it right.
You can't do those things.
Thank you, bro.
Let me just say, lastly,
Mm-hmm.
my deepest sympathy goes out to the gentleman you just called him.
Is that Marquez family? Yeah, the family.
The gentleman I know very well.
Well, you would have known him from birth, Clifford, didn't you?
Yes, I know him from birth, and his brother, uncles,
uncles.
And
that's the ones that is lying down by Mayor down there, right?
That's
the
right.
uncles, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Good.
And there we are very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
People that I know way back. Grandfather used to be called Tony Mack, a watch repair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Cliff,
very
thanks.
Nice people. Very nice people. My deepest sympathy goes out to the family.
All right, one love.
Good.
It's real. It's 91.9. Here's one person sending a message call on our WhatsApp here. And the person says, good morning. I understand that there's a similar situation with Nawasa in Karakou. The contractor / subcontractor chosen had little experience, resulting in delays and poor quality of work. I know residents of the Sister Isle listen to the program. Someone might call and clarify.
Wow. That's a serious indictment on Nawasa.
That is a serious indictment. And they have to pull their socks up. Because I tell you, the person who is in charge, who got that subcontract, that one that blocked us for 35 minutes their car, that person, well, you know him. You saw him. The last time I knew he was working with Nawasa, he was a driver.
Yeah.
And that's not a joke.
Follow the money.
You understand? Well. No, man, this thing is just, it baffles me how people, you look at, and here's what hurt me the most. It's simply this, Keaton. When, over the past couple of weeks, so much attention has been focused on Nawasa and what they're doing, the new building they've moved into, which is supposed to give you a new feel for work, a new sort of an attitude to work. All kind of breaking down thing with the ceiling falling. You enter a new building, glass front and everything like that, all sort of things.
The app.
The app where you're looking to do so and improve your customer service, and inside there, you rotten? Something's wrong. And I'm calling on Mr. Husbands and the board of directors to handle this. You need to have a conversation with Mr. Cox.
Definitely.
You need to have a conversation with him. He can't be allowed to get away with this thing. Say what you want. Dates are irrelevant. A gentleman at that level? You're not talking to a man who working in Nawasa whose job is to carry piping.
Nah.
You're talking to one of your engineers, Mr. Husband, I'll put it to you this way. Just like, what's his name put it, Carl?
Who?
Slinger Francisco. He put it this way. Captain, examine your horns.
Yes.
Traitor on board.
Yes.
No, I'm not saying that Mr. Cox is a traitor. No. I'm just calling on Mr. Husbands to examine the horns. It is all hands on deck if Nawasa is to go forward. You can't be looking at this like this nice thing. Brilliant building, nice new building. Although I didn't like where you put the building, you can put it elsewhere. But brilliant building, lovely. Raise the building, raise Lucas Street, make it look proper again. And then you have people working inside it like that? No, Mr. Husbands. Examine your horns. Examine your horns. Enough fun now, I said this morning. I done. Unless somebody calls it something or there's a statement posted, I done. I will read all statements though. Morning, Mr. Don. Have a blessed day. The guy died with all the information? I guess so.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Like Bob Marley said, don't keep it in your pocket, keep it all in your head.
Mr. Donald, there are some of these issues that are on some of the projects I have to go through, and then the government gets the blame. That's true. Yeah, a lot of people are questioning it. Did he die with the information?
Yes, because he had the whole project in his head. If somebody man tell the man dead with the information.
Yeah.
So he,
So that
with all fairness to Mr. Cox may not know. Because the man dead with
Dead
it.
with the information. Anyway, today is Tamika Moses' birthday.
Happy
Good morning,
birthday, Tamika.
Happy birthday to you. Lucille Pascal. Miss Lucille Pascal, Battle Hill. Good morning. You're listening? Wow, nice to know that. I haven't seen you in a million Sundays. Thank you, Maxine. Maxine just brought me a cup of coffee. You are so sweet. You come from Birch Grove, right? Has to be. Only Birch Grove people can be that sweet. I met a lady in Birch Grove. Her name is Althea. Do you know her?
Supposedly my mother.
Oh, your mother. That's why you're so nice. Yep. A good morning to every single one of you. Bernadette Abraham, good morning. How come Bernadette doesn't say what we said this morning? Carl, so yeah, tell me now. I have relieved myself of the load. That thing was on my chest like, what?
You discharge your burden.
Yeah, man, I had to discharge that this morning.
But if you understand what is at play here, one, the project is affecting persons from commuting in a proper way.
Mm-hmm.
And persons who, even now, even me, who didn't understand was blaming the contractors for the project and say they delayed. Only now to understand that it is something beyond the control, as people would say. Circumstances beyond the control.
Mm-hmm.
However, with this information that comes to light now, ASA, through who is it, Mr. Husbands and the board of directors, ought to step in here now and clear the air. There's a situation where they have to clear the air, Dre.
Yeah, they must.
They can't clear the air.
They must clear the air.
Because a serious indictment
and
goes
I'm
on
willing
to them.
to give I'm giving them the time. And that is exactly what I wanted this morning, yeah? And I would have given them any time that they wanted, because I did say that any time you want this morning can be given to you to clear the air.
But I also tell you, in all issues like that, Andre, if you follow the money trail, you get in a full appreciation to what here is at play, based on who get the subcontracts and whatsoever. And I think moving forward, one of the things now are to adopt persons who are getting those subcontracts as it has to do with the roads and things, are to have some experience or some know-how or some way to coerce people who knows how to handle that. Because too often when the road is being affected, the remedy for the road does not always be up to standard. And that's something now ASA has to look into.
We've got a caller. Good morning.
Good morning. I will call back Brother Andrew. Oh gosh, Brother Andrew, you know you make me cry. But by this thing I cry, I fully barrel in the veranda. Oh God, Brother Andrew.
You crying full of barrel, Miss Jacob?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. You're not, but wow.
No. I let it just pass just now.
And she watch you fully barrel?
Miss Jacob, you take water from the kitchen to full the barrel outside.
Tears are fully so. Okay,
I
Miss
say
Jacob.
yes. She said, Miss Jacob, how much does you have? I say, I born in 1947. Check 1947, you go see what I have. 74 years of age. Proper stuff, Brother Andre, because I don't eat no kind of I cook my food for myself.
I hear you, bro.
I don't go down and buy this kind. And you see, Brother Andre, I have a wonderful daughter that in a hotel. You know, we have a hotel down here in Enado, down there.
No, I didn't know that. But we go talk about that next time, Miss Jacob, yeah?
Yeah.
All right,
what are you make me cry for? The fella. Now, sir. It's a good thing he fixed me pipe for me in March.
Okay, good.
Oh, gosh. Can't take it.
Take care of yourself. Go on full of next barrel.
Okay, sweet.
All right,
Love
good.
you, baby.
Love
Bye-bye.
you. Take care. Jacob Christ, you full of barrel?
Yeah, man.
We are liquor barrel. Not a people.
The operative one is the size of the barrel.
Size of the barrel. Good morning, Rondalyn. How you doing? Rondalyn, I like that Dex picture you put up there, Rondalyn. That picture, as they say, whoa, Randy, your hot as gas, you know.
No, man, she hot like bread all day in the oven, man.
No, boy, that bread can never be in the oven again, you know. That bread come out and it's steaming up, you know, man. What? Rondalyn, you happening? Hey, you have false fingernail on your finger too? Oh, Lord, did I say that, Carl?
False or the extension?
I don't know, but anyway, let me
or
read
the
that
enhancement.
Maybe enhancement on the fingernails. But no, oh. So yeah, you didn't tell me what you getting off your chest this morning, or your chest big and your broad and you could take it all.
No, I could take it all for today, man.
Okay.
Morning, N.E.
Who's that?
N.E.
Who's N.E.? No.
Nah, they're listening to us.
Okay. Where N.E. is? N.E. is a male or female?
St. George's, female St. George's.
Female? Which part of St. George's? I always like to know.
Could be close to the River Road area, I guess.
Oh, River Road. Okay. And if you see, what's his name again? Is it Gilbert? He's a member of the NNP, sorry. Oh boy, what's his name? I forget it.
He's a Gilbert, man.
Yeah, he's a Gilbert. I'm trying to get that first name.
That's why the first name.
The first name is just killing me, yeah? Oh boy. And he will kill me if he knows I forgot his first name. My phone probably will give me Oswald.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why phones are so nice, you know. Oswald Gilbert. Yeah, good morning to you, Oswald Gilbert, and of course to your beautiful wife. Here's hoping that you guys will have a wonderful, wonderful day. And okay, do you want me to say good morning to Joe? Okay, good morning, Joe. Joseph Bartholomew. You know Joe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He phoned in on Sunday? Yeah. I think
so he's at now?
Sunday. He's at home.
Okay.
I don't know if he works. I don't know what he's doing, but he's at home. Himself and his grandson, because you know he lost a daughter, right, recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost a daughter. So himself and his grandson, they're at home, I think. Yeah.
Do you have an issue in the town of Sortes here?
Mm-hmm.
At the exit of the bus terminal, the exit. A few drivers are complaining that persons park right on the side to the exit. So coming out from the exit makes it difficult. You are saying they should put a no entry sign there.
No entry or no parking?
No parking. But I find drivers are to understand, being drivers who traverse those roads, or to understand parking in a particular place at the exit would give some extra challenges to drivers. So I think it's something they should refrain from doing. You see, the police should go and put a no parking. But if you rely on the police to put no parking for everybody not to do that, the whole road having no parking. I think persons also exercise some sense and due diligence.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
However, I'm wondering if I'm going to take up that battle for the busmen.
Why? You find they able to do it themselves?
No. The amount of atrocities that they commit on a daily basis, and they get one against them now and they're balling.
Well,
don't ball, man. Don't ball. You're balling? Don't ball.
Or the piggy get hit.
Oh, it don't make any noise.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the people should know don't park there, and the police does not have to go and paint no parking there. You're parking adjacent to a driveway, which can cause problems.
Active at that.
You know, active at that. So you can, but you'd first have to erect, well, not erect, but paint no parking, and then you start to, after that, don't ask people to move, just issue tickets.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of the time that the police play the fool. The police will come along, and they'll meet people parking in no parking areas, and they go and look for them to move. Nah, stop that stupidness, man.
Cause them to learn.
But I didn't say no. Put money in the consular.
They go learn, my
Put money in there. For instance, like me here, Keaton.
Yes.
Negotiating to come out of here is it's not for the faint-hearted, because either side you're going, you could drop into the drain, and there are folks. I mean, I like this morning. this morning when the road is free, Keaton.
Yes, I saw that.
Parking is lapantush. You know, and
this van just find it proper to park right there.
yeah. You know, finds it proper to park right there. So me negotiating to come in is a little bit tricky, but
10
they do
feet
it.
either side would be.
They do it. You know, and I tell you what, I've thought about going and ask the police to
Give you a no parking?
yeah, to if they could facilitate that. But then Mango, he's from Mount Road.
Yeah.
He
Carl.
Yeah, that's his name?
Yeah.
Carl. I know him as Mango. He uses the said area
to ply
his trade on a Fridays.
Yes.
So if I go and ask the police for that and they put it, then he will have to find somewhere else to ply his trade. The greater good for the greater number.
Yes.
So I just decide, nah, I go fight. As a matter of fact, whenever Mango is there, I can come up because he understands. So he parks in such a way closer to the drain on his side, and that accommodates me to come out. So I like it on Fridays when he's there.
Yeah.
I can go in and come out easily. The greater good for the greater number. I'm not gonna do something and tell the police, oh well, you need to put something there because I'm having problems. No. That's gonna do something slow down Mango dollar boy. Man, they can't do something create a problem for the brethren.
And then Mango might feel taking a pot shot at him.
Yeah. But so no, I'm not gonna ask for it. And really and truly, should we have it there? No. I'm saying no. If I see the police starting to put on no parking in that area there, I'm saying, hey, you can't do that. If you're gonna do it, then leave a spot or make sure you let officers up there know that on Fridays, Mango and there are others, even Hubert, and who is Hubert White? He plies. You know, he does a lot of agriculture and plies his trade in the same area too. But he does sometimes just forget that I have to come out. And I have to remind him that. And then there's another guy from, I think it's Snell Hall area, Carl, that plies there too. So no parking in that area. I don't want it. We can work with it. But during the week, oh my God, Monday to Thursday, it could be a bother. But we get away. We'll be able to deal with it.
Andre, our concern.
Lay your troubles on my shoulder.
I'm speaking here to members, supporters of the New National Party.
I have a thought for them this morning.
I don't want them to be. I find they're getting distracted.
And I think we're on the same line.
And I want them to keep the eye on the prize and understand what here is at play.
The first thing to do, Carl, is to identify what is the prize.
Well,
what is the prize, you know?
The prize is to, whenever the polls call, to return the New National Party to governance.
That is the prize. With as many seats as
possible.
15 will be good, but with as many seats, what you will call a very comfortable margin in the House of Representatives.
Yes.
That is what you want.
Yes.
And that is their prize.
And that is the prize. So any distraction, youth, and so on, this argument ought not to concern us. Our thing is to be ready. Get ready. So when the time comes, we can't allow no slip-ups. And we cannot be distracted because whilst we are being distracted, our opponents is working assiduously to unseat us. So the onus, the duty is on us to unite. To unite. And petty squabbling at this time should not be an issue. However, if there are issues you need to treat with, find the relevant person or persons, speak to them, and something will be done. It might not be immediate as clasping hands, however, it will be addressed. So the time is not now to engage in these things.
We got a call.
Let me take it.
Good morning.
Yes, Andre and Mr. Carl. I'm glad you touched that topic because I am seeing some complacency with big people. On Monday night, we had Beyond the Headline and Miss Gloria Payne Banfield, who I consider to be one of the top civil servants in Grenada, and a person with many, many experience. She was actually the leader of the Grenada United Labour Party at one. And she made a statement saying that she understands and she was informed that the electoral office is accepting people to register online. And I take her up on it, and she said, well, it's just a matter that what she heard and whatnot. But she said she spoke to the supervisor of election and he told her he's not aware of that. So if he's not aware of that, then how come you promoted it? And a woman of your standard, Sheldon Scott dealt with it a little, but I took it up on her that night because I can't see how you could stretch a thing as that. Anything coming from the electoral, anything you hear, the electoral office have the right to give you the correction of it. And the electoral office is not NMP or NDC or whatever political party. The electoral office is supposed to be representing the state of Grenada. And I thought it was not good news coming from somebody of her caliber to make that statement. I want to hear your views on it.
Well, you may not hear my views right now, but I'll continue to speak. Take care, sir.
Right.
So like I was saying, Andre, so the time is not now to engage in this thing. To put it simple, Black Stalin said, no, it's not time to think. We go jam Dorothy when the time come. But now it's time to put in the work. And we've known, we are accustomed in putting in the work. We know what work needs to be done. We know how the works need to be done. So let's just do what we have to do. And don't get distracted and misled. Because remember, our opponents will come with everything to throw us off.
Yeah.
Because we have what they want presently, the reins of power. And with big business in the mix and lawyers, to have the reins of power, have the money, and have the judiciary in one full, it is not for the greater good, for the greater number, Andre.
So let me say this, Clifford, quickly. Let me just address Clifford's
Yes,
issue
go
and
ahead.
come to it. Clifford, Gloria Payne Banfield is almost an icon in this nation. And I did not hear the utterances, but of course I believe what Clifford said.
Yeah.
So I will address it in this way. Ms. Payne Banfield should know better. As a seasoned public servant, as a politician, even if she wasn't a politician for very long, but as somebody with all this experience, she should know better than to make utterances like this. And as a matter of fact, she said that she would have spoken. She heard it and spoke to the supervisor of elections, and he told her that was not the case.
Yes.
So the other thing is, not even the United States government, Carl, which is quote unquote the biggest democracy, quote unquote, England, biggest democracy, quote unquote, not even them do registration online. That is something that I think that is kind of like a few years in the making. That's not going to happen here right now, right? So, Ms. Payne Banfield, maybe you need to apologize if you did say that.
Andre, don't look at it only from that angle. You know. This set of propaganda, we saw it in 2003, and it had some effect. We saw it in 2008, and it had some effect. So we cannot let this misinformation. So NNP people and the supporters of the New National Party have to understand what here is at play. Our opponent's strong suit is misinformation and propaganda. That is the strong suit. They've went through a whole litany against the political leader of the New National Party. You don't have what they and say. The latest one is about youth.
No, I don't want you to shift from that yet.
No, I'm getting back there. But I'm just telling you, they will go to any length to create this kind of confusion. Next thing they might come and tell you how who do register and all them kind of things on them. But that just one of the bag of tricks. And desperate people, Andre, makes desperate pronouncement and hoping to catch persons who are not aware of what is going on. So supporters, members, both rank and file of the New National Party ought not to engage themselves in this misinformation. And even if you hear it and you're not sure there are persons within and capable, I might add, within the ranks, file and membership of the New National Party, you could call and ask. You don't have to go and promote it on social media and make this thing on them.
Now, you mentioned the New National Party being their focus shifting. Members, their focus shifting.
Yes.
You mentioned it, right?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, just before I forget, let me just say good morning to Janice Augustine. Of course, she's not based in Grenada. She's based in New York somewhere. Today is her birthday.
My good friend Janice.
Yeah.
Janice!
Yeah, happy birthday to you, girl. And the hair's hoping you have a nice one. Now, let me say this, Carl. I used it as my because every morning I try to put a thought on social media in relation to the WhatsApp people and those who are listening, those who are viewing on whatever. And this morning I used the one, if you continue to gaze at the moon,
yes,
you will miss the stars and all the other heavenly bodies. And no, that statement is not original to Andre.
No.
Bruce Lee, in his movie Enter the Dragon,
the icon Bruce Lee.
Yeah, he made those. Go back and look at the movie, and you'll hear that statement. And I would have seen Enter the Dragon, Carl, when I was like about maybe 13, 12,
wow.
13 thereabouts. That's when that movie came out, and I have never forgotten that statement. If you continue to gaze at the moon, I believe that's what it is, you will miss the stars and all the other heavenly bodies. What I mean by that, how do I draw that parallel in relation to what's happening now? The National Democratic Congress lost all the elections in Grenada because of two things. One, they kept underestimating the people of Grenada. Well, maybe more than two things. They kept underestimating the people of Grenada. Two, they underestimate and still continue to do so, underestimate the strength of the New National Party. But one of the things is, Carl, the National Democratic Congress over the years, they have focused on Keith Claudius Mitchell.
Yep.
And he, in turn, would have focused on getting his party out there so that more people will know what he is doing, what his party is doing. He did not get bogged down by that. Here's what is happening now.
You miss one thing.
Tell me, what is it?
He has been focusing on the greater good for the greater number.
Right. Here's what. The Congress has flipped Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell. I call him Mr. Mitchell. They've flipped Mr. Mitchell. And NNP supporters are focusing on Mr. Mitchell.
Yeah.
And they're not focusing on what the party is doing. And do not for one moment they should believe that the party, meaning NDC, is not doing anything.
They are working. I see.
They are working. I've said it, and we've been saying it, Carl, more than 3 weeks now. Get your acts together. Start to do your work.
Get on your bike.
You are not working. What you're doing, caller, we coming to you. What you're doing is this. You're focusing and saying, Deacon this and Deacon. When the time comes for Deacon to be dealt with, he will be dealt with.
When time comes for him to be knifed, he'll be knifed.
If you want to put it that way. But when that time comes, that time will come and he will be dealt with. You need to focus on what you have to do.
Like getting the machinery well oiled and ready.
Forget you're wasting your energies
in the wrong place.
In the wrong place. And that is what you have to understand. If you don't understand that, then you will suffer the same fate that the Congress suffered, because you're focusing on the wrong thing. Listen to this. Hold on, I'm finished, but I'll give you time. Listen to this. The man don't even know where you're running yet. He's not even said that as yet.
And you must win seat to be in.
You must win seat to be in. Unless you want to be the first political leader who is not a prime minister. Well, not a prime minister. Yeah, not a prime minister. You're the first political leader who never ran.
You can golf on plane captain and golf and lawn tennis.
Exactly. Yo, focus on your area. You live in a community on your 1 in 10 or 1 in 20 or 1 in 40, whatever. You live in that community. Focus on what is happening in your community, because I said to y'all, last Sunday, I'm hanging out. And a man stand on one side of the street and scream out to a next man, shout out to a next man and say, yo, make sure you register, that. And when I look, it's an NDC man that transmitting a message to another man,
Mm-hmm.
So I had to shout out to him and say, hey, brethren, no, this is Sunday morning, we ain't doing that. We just laugh at that. I said, we ain't doing that this Sunday morning. Little pecan. But I'm saying this to say to you, listening, do not focus in that direction. Who has to deal with Mr. Mitchell will deal with Mr. Mitchell. Will deal with Mr. Mitchell when the time comes. You, at this point in time, need to focus where your focus has to be, which is organizing your base. Forget about Mitchell for the time being. Who has to deal with him will deal with him. Okay, let me see. Any comments? Oh, one comment. Not me. If they was to dwell on the positive, how will they win an election? I don't understand that. So another one. Good morning. Food for thought. Bless. Have a nice day. Yeah, good. A wonderful day. Yeah, Carl?
Andre, I'm feeling so nice.
What nice?
To give that advice to the members, supporters, well-wishers of the new National Party.
What advice are you giving them?
You just have to play your role. If your role is to tell somebody, go and get registered, do it.
Do it.
If your role is to call somebody on the phone and say, watch, things like heating up now, we need to get together, we need to put things in place, do it. If you call somebody and then that somebody calls somebody and spread the word of what this present government has done for and on behalf of the people, for the greater good, for the greater number of persons, so be it. Your thing is not to confront the other Mitchell or to say anything about him. Your thing is to concern with what you doing.
Yeah.
So we would not go back to the 2003 and 2008 fiasco. Because we've learned the hard way during them times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we could testify.
We have a caller.
Yeah, let me take it.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Donald.
Morning, sir.
And good morning to Mr. Carl.
Morning.
Morning,
call me Squatty.
new name in tongue, Squatty.
Good morning to Grenada. Andrew, I just want to continue to remind persons to please continue to adhere to the protocol. the wearing of your mask. Get vaccinated, right? Wash your hands, sanitize it, and so. I've been noticing complacency creeping in, and I really want to urge persons to be mindful of the dangers that we are playing with, right? And to all our health workers, volunteers, Ministry of Health workers, nurses, doctors, police officers, good morning to you, and continue to keep Grenada safe. Now, one of the strong suits, or has been the strong suits of NDC over the years, was the whole question of distraction, the whole method of distracting. When they are disorganized, when they are not ready for something, when they're not prepared, they tend to unleash a whole set of scenarios to distract persons, right, to delay, a lot of things. For example, keeping a lot of our supporters on their toes, worrying about the other Mitchell, and not focusing on what we have to do to continue to lead this country. So that, in my view, that has always been one of their strong suits. The whole question of distracting so they can buy time to get where they want to go, or to spread their message. So we need not, our supporters need not, as both of you rightly said, we need not to focus on the other thing, but focus on what is our objective, what we need to do to continue to bring benefits to the Grenadian people through the new National Party, right? The driving force behind this government. That is what we need to focus on. We have been doing an excellent job so far. Let us continue on that path, bringing the benefits to our people, ensuring that all the greater good for the greater numbers. Have a good morning, gentlemen.
Thank you, one love.
Bless. So, in short, Dre, your function or your requirement as an NNP supporter might be just for you, and you convince you 1 in 10 to be ready and be prepared to vote. You don't have to get into confrontations and confusions and back and forth with your opponents. You keep a still head, a steady head, and we do the work because we're capable of doing the work. 13, we did the work. 18, we did the work. So it is not beyond us, Dre.
Carl, it's not just about doing the work, but the other thing is that every person, now, the bees know who have to do the work, eh?
Yes.
So they do the work.
They know their roles and functions.
Everybody has to know their roles and functions. And that is one of the problems that we face. And I'm not talking, I'm speaking, this one is for the Grenadian people, A lot of us don't understand our roles and functions. But bringing it straight home to the NNP, people have to know their roles and functions. And the situation is, look at it this way. Victor Philip selected Carl as caretaker in the constituency of St. Patrick West. No, that may not go down well with some people, but at the end of the day, you have to understand that this function or this decision was taken by the people who have the authority to make the decision. So they've made it. He is a caretaker. What has to be done is that you have to rally the forces.
You have to rally behind him.
You have to rally the forces. He may not necessarily be your pride and joy.
Or your cup of tea.
But
who he represents.
But he represents the stove that hot the water for you to make the cup of tea.
Yes.
So then, you have to rally. You have to rally. Rally around him, because at the end of the day, it is about who?
The greater good for the greater number. So you have to look at it during the context of the whole picture. So Victor might be just in the corner, but he not the whole picture.
Is the victory.
He's part of it. And I want a lot of persons to know, and here now, other persons who are claiming they are little issues on not getting what or not getting what. Don't think for a minute that our opponents has not taken notes about who they see you with and who your allegiance is with. So don't think you would jump ship, go to them, and when the time comes, they won't single you out and say, boy, they get already in. Don't think for a minute, then waiting. So don't give them that power so to do it.
We've got a caller. Good morning.
Andre, just to talk back, listening to Miss Banfield on Monday.
Devon,
yes.
You just continue to trip us, eh? And I understand that you want to push your point, but don't trip us again. Go ahead, though.
No. Well,
I tell you, I just told you to go ahead.
Go on.
Devon.
Devon, speak.
Devon, we just told you to go ahead. So what you're not prepared to take criticism?
I'm not talking about the criticism.
But I'm saying to you, go ahead. I said to you, go ahead. I just say, hey, don't do it again. You can't take that?
Ms. Banfield, in her utterance, when she said about the registration on internet, it is no surprise that on that night you had somebody like her on that particular entity making that sort of utterance.
Explain that.
I say that to join with what I said earlier on, the whole question of distraction, right? When persons like her, in my view, is being used to put out misinformation like that, we have to take stock.
So you believe that she's been used?
That is all I can say, because she said when she asked the supervisor, he said that he has no knowledge of that. Okay. So after he said that to you, why is that you had to come on?
Yeah, I get you.
Bring that there.
It's train a monkey range.
All right, then good. According to Devon, she threw a monkey wrench in the thing.
Case in point.
Yeah.
Our opponents, when they plan to deal with something, they like to come out and cry foul all year, Dre.
Carl? Is it 2 minutes to 9 already? Jesus Christ! Damn.
So I just want members, supporters, well-wishers of the new National Party to understand what is at play here. The greater good for the greater number.
All the time.
You know what you have. One cold beer in the fridge, what a million cold beer in the breweries. You know, show the truck might reach. The truck might tell you they have orders and you can't get it. But you know the one you have in the fridge, you could jog on, open it and drink it. So NNP people have to understand that. And I'm speaking to NNP people here. We need to unite. Don't let a 2 piece of board make you put your war stuff. Don't let a contractor or supervisor on the road make you despondent. Because once you return the new National Party, you have another 5 years to tap from that reservoir, Dre. And nobody will come and tell you that my time now, you had your time already.
Don't let that happen to you. Keaton, thanks for stopping by this morning. Damn, that 9 o'clock came quickly, eh?
Well, it's my pleasure, Dre.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you again, when?
The extension?
The extension, that's on
Friday.
And let me just let folks know this quickly. The independent talk for Sunday, if it happens, it will be for 1 until 3 o'clock, because I have something to do at 5 o'clock. So I need to give myself a time to get to do what I have to do at 5 o'clock. So the independent talk will be of a shortened version on Sunday, 1 until 3 o'clock. And the other thing is that next Friday, God's will, if everything goes well, Carl, we should be having the budget.
Yeah.
So we will not be having
the extension.
Or we may just have
enough time.
No.
Friday, Saturday.
No. What we have not done, or no entity has done that. No entity has done that, which is really and truly sit down and go through the budget just after it was ready.
Yes.
Maybe we can sit down and take some notes on
we
Friday.
Planned that?
Maybe we'll do just that. Anyway, take care. God bless. One love. I catch up with you guys again. Peace. Have a great day.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
This is the latest news update produced by Triple N. Details when we get back.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Welcome back. Locally, while expressing his delight that Grenada's COVID-19 cases continues to remain below 1% of all tests conducted for the past 3 weeks, Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles was not happy with the slowdown in vaccination. In the region, in Trinidad and Tobago, the National Carnival Commission and other carnival stakeholders have been meeting to find a way forward for carnival celebrations in 2022. Marie-Therese Bernard tells us more.
Chair of the National Carnival Commission, Winston Gypsy Peters, says he hopes the proposed carnival initiative will get things moving.
We had some discussion with the interest groups and the minister. That we met with everybody, and everybody gave their proposal and say what they think could happen. So the minister has to now take that to cabinet and hear what the prime minister and the cabinet has to say. I am in no position to say that we will or will not have carnival. The NCC can't say that. The NCC works with directives from the government.
He says that the plans will probably be an incentive for unvaccinated people